What's up? Good day.
Good, man. I heard you want to talk he and anatomy and shit with me?
It's funny you were like, "Oh, potong pa oh, there you don't wanna see my E?"
มึงบ่ต้องถามโอเคกูว่าเรื่องฮีเป็นนิ่งกูอยากเบิ่งฮีมึง
So last week we had Dr. Victoria Gill on. Maybe we could just talk about that because that was such a fun time. And for me, like editing the video, I was cracking up. I was watching y'all crack up.
Shoot, that was a good time. I liked it. It felt very formal going in. Like, John Gill,
Oh, my
got some manners and shit. Be yourself, but maybe you take down one value. We didn't really need to.
it did a little bit start out that way, but I'm really like Victoria really busted it open.
Because it's like we don't really know her. She doesn't know us. So it was nice that we didn't have to force anything out of anybody. We didn't have to be more formal, and she didn't have to be. We were just whatever we were normally. She's herself. What I said in the previous episode, I really enjoyed hearing her speak loud in the way that it should have been said and to say the poem with that tone.
I went back and I listened to a few seconds of when we read the poem.
Do we sound like คนขาว? Well, Mila.
Really struggling through it. And we were like, we're trying to be cool and poetic.
We didn't know the vibe in which you actually said it. It's just like when someone sends you text messages and you're like, you read it in the tone that you think it was. I was thinking a more professional tone, so I was sounding like คนขาว มึงออกจากหีคนขาว
That's so funny. No, but yeah, like hearing the story of her mom and like the context and like the fight that it came from, I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Typical Lao mouth for sure. Oh, they want us to be be all appropriate, and then they say inappropriate.
Yeah, they want you to meet labias and like Victoria said, like be on the side and with your legs up. At the same time, they really wanna be.
It's like, oh, we want you to be proper, so what you're like, it's just okay. That's a really good way to
And that dance.
make me not want to he because it's so explicit. You literally see other people sit with their legs wide open, and all you can think of is he.
Yeah, or like seeing a dog roll over on its back and you'd be like, "Oh, the dog peeing." Like you're jealous of the dog.
You can just spread it wide open. Nobody's judging you. In fact, they're rubbing you on your belly everywhere.
You're kicking your leg.
You're so cute when you he. But
I wish
then
somebody would rub me on my belly when I'm peeing.
feed me, take care of me. I never got to do anything but just ask for food and lick them.
Next lifetime, we need to come back as bitches. Loud ass bitches.
Then I could really call you Inama.
We gotta reclaim the ma.
I never felt like Inama was a. I mean, I knew it was bad. Like you shouldn't say that to people, but I never felt. I still felt like it was playful. I feel like it's just like calling anyone bitch face. I mean, what does it really mean? Does it mean like you're a bitch face or you're ugly? Like my mom said this to the kids. She said it to me. She said, Inama, what does it mean?
Okay, think about a dog in Lao. Like, they be like, dogs are dirty.
Dog face, though. Dog
Dog
face.
face.
He's a dog,
But
ugly and cute.
that's
That's
true because I feel like, when Lao people talk about na, it's different.
Mhm.
They'd be like, kai na, or like na ta, or like na ha.
Everything is always the face.
You know what I like?
What?
Nah, head face.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
You're the head face.
this is the face episode?
He face.
Me? Like, okay,
Back.
how come they don't say that? to be a thing.
I mean, the he do got lips. It's got a lot of stuff.
But we could call it one thing.
But you're the big he. You're the warna he.
Oh no,
Who is the warna he?
I'm he nhai, youเป็นไอ้จาน he, okay?
No, I'm the ลูกน้อง he.
I am just simply your friend he, okay? I'm your friendly he.
I do notice that I'm the nastier he.
You know, I'm like the nasty he after you give me some stuff.
You get the feet involved.
Mm.
Do not catch Noi after a few drinks.
Okay, so maybe let's dive into the fact. So expression wise, right? When I think that, I think like that, like that bush, right? So
I don't know. Is it that or that?
fact, fact.
Okay, I'm gonna get my loud dictionary.
So that like THAT fact.
That's not always how it works in here.
You know, that you can like I'm not it's because it's not really tea, it's fact.
Right.
You know, you wanted me to get all up into the anatomy and shit.
Did you do research?
I couldn't physically research the because that's a cultural thing, but because they don't have it written anywhere. We need to write our stories. Like when we tell our daughters and whatever, we tell them about the bat. Like,
Yeah, what you gonna tell them?
I tell them I had to research that shit, you know? So I'm thinking it's just the straight up lips. You know, the outer lips, the inner lips.
Oh, that's why she
Look
looked
up.
like this.
Yeah. I don't know why or what the that labut expression is really supposed to mean, you know, because we're talking about that he labut, that labut, and stuff like that. But I'm thinking it's the lips because all our lips are different, right? And this is a physical thing. It depends on the woman, but your lips, you might have a little bit more flat. You might have a little bit less flat. The only thing I can think of is the clitoris, but I don't think they knew what that was. So I'm going with the lips.
I can see why it's like vulgar or taboo to talk the lips because you're looking at it. Not something that a lot of people have done. Like some people have this like phobia against looking at their
All of you
their
take
tab.
there and put it down there and see what your fat little butt looks like, okay?
Do you know what your tat looks like?
What my fat looks like.
Could you describe it? Like, I mean, you don't need to, but like,
From what has been described by others, we'll go with that. It's not very fatty.
but you said you got a fat cat.
That's the vulva. That's the outer part of your he. Vagina is actually the inside of your actual he. But
Yeah.
the vulva is the cat. It's the meat.
Is there like some anatomical term? Well, you said vulva, right?
Well, yeah, it's your vulva.
And that is on the outside,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's the fatty area on the outside of your he.
Outside of the lips.
Yeah, not that. It's the literal he in a sense. What we
Yeah.
think is the literal he. The actual he in anatomy is the hole. It's the tunnel. Yeah,
The vagina.
it's the vagina. Well, we're all talking about, we're not talking the actual opening. We're talking about, we normalize talking about the he, which is actually just, you know, when you see and you reference pussy, it's just really the vulva that's on the outside that we're just all staring at.
Like where the hair grows.
Yeah, most of where the hair grows. It starts getting a little bit different anatomically when you get closer to your lips.
Uh-huh.
But it's just where your fat kind of sits, protects your he right there.
Okay, so you got like little fat but big.
So when I say the fat, I'm not thinking like the vulva. I'm thinking like the labia.
Okay, I need to pull up a map. Y'all know Noi is in nursing school. We do this for real.
It's a good one. So
They're all the parts.
yeah, so we're gonna talk about. Let me see. Am I able to share something? Select a tab to share. Vulva. Share. Can you see it? This is the he. Mine is actually just really the opening the tunnel. That's your he. But we're really
We're not usually talking about that.
yeah. So in pop culture, like what we've normalized, we're not actually talking about that. So we're talking more about like the vulva. See the this is the surrounding part of your he. I call it jokingly the cat. You know.
Yes. It looks
So
like a toy.
so well, the hoy part comes more when you get to the labia. So that's like your outer lips and your inner lips. So like your hair is kind of around here. And then
Okay.
this is where your fats
So
don't
wait,
necessarily look as clean.
yeah, but the vulva includes the
Yeah.
labias and the clit.
I mean,
Vulva is really pussy.
the vulva is the pussy.
Until today, I didn't know what a vulva was. And I'm glad I know because, just like how some people don't want to look at their pussy, like,
Mhm.
I think also they don't use the correct anatomical terms.
Nobody really does.
Nobody does, but then we're seeing like some of the effects of that. Like kids don't know how to talk about their bodies, right? And
That is correct. Like I knew that there's the vulva, but that was it. Like I knew there's the vulva and the labia. So other than that, I didn't really know much. I just knew like the lips, the cat and the clit.
so the lips are the labia minora.
Yes.
Okay.
So like majora, minora. I think let's see, majora is outer, minora is.
Yeah.
So maybe
I
it was needed.
Well, I noticed that also this image is from a vulvar cancer like
Mhm.
website. So is there anything that we need to know about our vulvar?
Well,
Oh,
Illinois is not far enough into that. Unfortunately, in nursing, we're taught very general stuff. When you start specializing more, like is OBGYN, maternity, and so forth, then you focus more on he problems.
are you interested in the heat?
I am open to OB maternal during my OB clinical. I really enjoyed it. Not everybody likes it. I was pregnant with Ihinoi. I was pregnant with her. It was 36 weeks. I was already in an OB clinical. So I figured I could do the clinical because if anything went wrong, I was in a safe space. Well, I would just be like, hey, my medical records are in my car. I got to go now. You girls are going to take care of me.
You're like, move off the bed.
I'm like, oh, I got to go. Well, I'm next. Get this.
Okay, so I remember you talking about spending time in the maternity ward. So, like, what have you learned anything about the anatomical he like that you didn't know, or like anything we should know?
I got to witness a baby coming straight out of the he. I've witnessed a baby coming out of the he with no drugs. It was last minute and it just kind of come out. And I'm telling you, it was like watching a movie. Like whew, the scream that's coming from that woman, it's really painful. And our he is not, even though it can increase in size, it's really hard to accommodate a baby's head. And every mother gives birth to a different head, like the size of it.
Y'all, that love upon your mothers
Yeah, so
because
nowadays, babies
your big ass head came out of
bigger.
her he.
Yeah, there's a lot more C-sections. Babies tend to be bigger, and it would just be extremely difficult to push some of you out of your mama's he without medical intervention, drug, without a lot of stuff. Um, I was unsure if I would like it because of the baby thing. I didn't know if it would make me sad. It kept me pretty grounded. It made me think like how did our mothers do all this without they're not at a hospital. They're at their home. Like how did they do that without medical intervention? My mom had 4 kids with no drugs.
I think a lot about doulas and midwives and just how they have been around for much longer.
They have, and they really know what they're doing, you know? A
Like,
lot of what
ain't no C-sections, ain't no drugs. They're like, "Sit in this pot of water."
But infant mortality was very high with Quotables and probably other Southeast Asian countries as well.
That's called poverty.
Yeah, so we do what we can, and, there's just so much that we don't necessarily know, not just about the baby coming out, but sometimes they come out with a condition that we're not aware of, and they end up passing from that. Well, we don't know, so, just to do that specialty, I would need at least a year or 2 of training just to even be allowed out on the floor without a preceptor. My first day there, it was happened to be a busy day. Within the first 2, 3 hours, they're like, "You seen 2 births already?"
Any that prepare you for your own birth?
No, there's nothing that could prepare me for my own birth. Some people were able to see a C-section.
Did you have a C-section?
Yeah, yes, I had a C-section both times. So, I'm high risk, I had a C-section, so, we could schedule it more, and because my first C-section, I believe the doctor told me if they had to go in a certain way, that any time that after if I chose to have another child, they recommend a C-section based off of the way that they cut me up. So I always remembered that because in the middle of the procedure, the doctor said, "Remember that conversation we had about, if I have to go in a certain way, I have to do that. So just remember that a C-section is recommended from now on."
That's incredible.
And, like if you ever, a C-section is it's a major operation. It's very traumatic if you have to watch it.
I don't even wanna see your scars.
Yeah, I would like follow these medical students and there was this video, they said, "Today you're gonna witness a C-section," and they showed a video to all the medical students, their first C-section, and all of them were like, I believe it's 7 layers of skin they gotta cut up to get there.
And they just reach in there and
Oh,
grab.
they had to use I forgot what the suction is for the head. They still had to do that for her, so she had kind of a little bit of a she had a little
Yo, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I forgot what it's called.
Never seen it, don't wanna see it.
Yeah, they gotta do that with even with your regular heat because they gotta, suction her ass out there to get her out. Yeah.
A little suction, not in your he though.
No, no, it's think of it
And
like
her head comes out.
a plunger.
Yeah, once the head comes out of the he. Damn, yo. I don't think birthing is for me.
It's not for everyone. I think birthing is never for anyone. Nobody wants to actually do the birthing process. Oh, it's so beautiful. I wanna push this big watermelon out of my tiny little bee. No. It's like the one thing that we're cursed with, but at the same time blessed with because we're the only ones that can do it.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Yeah, the thing is out there and, like, talking to you. It talks back to you now as it gets older, and then it turns into a whole human that can produce its own. Yeah, so it didn't make me think like, "Oh my" for some people, they were like, maternity is not for me." I was sitting there a few times and, like, I was very new. I come in, it was week 1, okay? We hadn't even read all the chapters yet. Like, day 1, week 1. I don't even know what's in this or what's going through your head.
I am learning so much about the anatomy and biology of the he and thinking about reproduction, which I guess I didn't know a lot of this before. So when I was asking about it, I was asking because I don't know, like nobody gave me the birds and the bees talk.
No, they never did. I didn't even know like, I knew periods existed when I was younger, but I didn't know when I was supposed to have it. Nobody had this conversation with me. I just started bleeding, and I knew what pads were, and I started using them. My family found out that I got my period because they saw my red stained underwear hanging over there. "Oh, she got a period? How come you never told anyone? How come y'all didn't tell me I get my period?" Like,
Why? I don't even know what it's called.
"How come you didn't tell me that this is what I'm gonna get?" I forgot. Was it one of my friends? Somebody thought they were dying. Thought she was dying.
This is what I'm talking about.
Like, your he is bleeding. I would really if nobody talked to me about if school didn't educate us, I would have thought I was dying too.
No, we need to demystify learning about the he, and we shouldn't feel like it's vulgar or taboo because you just explained like some really extreme instances, but like somebody thinking they're dying, right? But like also, why wouldn't you if you are bleeding out of one of the most sensitive parts of your body?
And then after the baby comes out, then they pull out your placenta and they just slaps it on the table. Like all of a sudden, this big ass piece of meat, which is your
The placenta is meat. Really?
the it's what feeds you and gives you nutrition inside the body.
Like pick it up? It's like solid?
Do you want me to show you a video of what this looks like, just out of curiosity? And know this part because I already knew, but even seeing it still felt.
I've heard the word. I knew the function of it. I've heard the word before, but I've never seen it. I didn't
No, you need
understand. Nurse Noi.
after birth. I want to do after birth.
Is it weird that I'm hungry right now?
That's not truly off topic, but sometimes there are some cultures who eat the placenta, and I believe you can sign something to save your placenta because they use it to retrieve stem cells.
Yeah, I thought the Kardashians would drink it or something.
I don't know what they're drinking, but
They got placenta pills or something.
okay. All right. This is a little Facebook one, but this is okay. I'm going to share my screen. Warning, gross. The Facebook. That's what I want to share. You see,
Yo, what?
that was feeding you. It comes out. What you thought it was just a tube, didn't you?
No, that looks like a porterhouse steak,
That's
yo.
why I said a piece of meat that comes out of you, like in that context.
And you're right, but that's not what I was imagining.
What were you imagining, just out of curiosity?
Look, more of like a sack and like color, more of like silicone boobies look. Like
Yeah, I think you were thinking like a sack.
like a sack with something like viscous and fluidy. Yo,
Cord, like you weren't thinking it was actually this piece alien thing that comes out.
that's a steak that is almost the same size as the baby.
Yes, it's pretty big.
And that comes out with the baby
It comes
automatically?
out after the baby, so it's an afterbirth. So
It's connected to the umbilical?
yes, so the umbilical cord to you, the baby's connected from here and connected into that placenta, and that has what has been feeding you the nutrition. So they usually after birth, I mean, they might wait a little bit, called delayed cord clamping, supposedly to practice now, but I would have to look that up. So they just wait a little bit and then they clamp that cord after you're breathing and fine and crying and so forth. You don't need this anymore. How are you feeling about this placenta?
I'm so glad I know what it is.
Yes, you surprised that comes out?
Just surprised at what it looks like. Absolutely. It's a porterhouse. I don't know how else to describe it. Now, oh my God, now I wanna go and ask our mamas, like, what did y'all do with that? Don't aren't you curious?
So I never thought about it. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, like, I'm super curious now that I know what it is and looks like, and my grandma had 9 kids. I wanna know, what do y'all do with that? Because I know my mom has my umbilical cord. Let that sink in.
I mean, I still have Aluna's umbilical cord stored somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm 40, and I was born in the refugee camp.
Damn, how she kept that with?
So, my mom
Precious
is
gold.
mad sentimental.
That's precious gold to her. No?
I have to go ask my mom. Oh my God.
But yeah, my first experience watching a birth, like the baby's head comes out. It's funny because I'm just sitting there and they're like, it's hard to have a student nurse that's pregnant and slow try to follow with you. Nobody was really concerned if I was following all the way because I'm limited in my abilities to follow. So I sat there and I just watched the babe come out of the heat for educational purpose. I was like, "Ow, ow."
You're like, "I'm not doing that.
I was like,
Cut
"Man,
me open."
don't ever say a woman is sensitive, man. Like, you guys have no idea the pain that we have to go through. We have a higher pain tolerance because of stuff like this. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
to, get a C-section, we have to give birth, and then we have to recover,
Yeah, your hips widen and
you
all
know?
this.
I wasn't really able to, like, walk again for at least 3 months. Like, I was walking, but it just looked like I was in pain. Like, my joints were still recovering.
You grew a watermelon. That's a very nice way to put it. Some people say a parasite. Yeah, you just showed me.
And it
And it took the nutrient bag with it.
yeah, you don't need it no more now. It's a good way. It's a nutrient bag. That's the bag the baby alive. So we learned a lot of things today, huh?
We did learn a lot of things today. Thank you so much, Nurse
No,
Noi.
I never really, like, learned all this stuff from school. Like, it was, like, my own journey. Like, even one of my friends who's, like, a nurse practitioner, she's like, "Wow, you know a lot about this stuff." And when I even, like, in nursing school, they're not gonna go, it's very general. This is your he, and this is your anatomy, and this is what it does, and that's how it functions. This is how you put in a Foley catheter. Make sure you go through there. You just need to know where everything is.
Yes. Today, I have started to know where more things are. New words to add to my vocabulary. Like vulva and labia. I can point to them on a map. We should be using these names and try to find out how you say it in Wow.
I want to know how you say at least some of these parts in Lao. Yeah, don't tell a nurse about Lao anatomy, the formal stuff that they don't teach us because it's so taboo.
Or maybe they don't know either. You
They
know, like
don't know.
if your mom used the word vagina,
It's she say he.
when she go to the doctor, is she like talking about her vagina?
Girl, do you know how hard it is to get an OG to go see a he doctor?
She don't go to the gyno?
I don't think so. At least
And like,
not often. Not yearly. If she has, it's been a long time.
you better check up on your mom's e-health.
Girl, we just that's your he, and just make sure there's no weird discharge and that you don't have an infection.
Right. That's like a very clinical way to and like pathological way to think about e-health, right? Is there
Yeah.
something wrong with it?
That's all that matters. If you want to know if there's anything wrong with it. We're not, unless you're in
How do you
fertility,
prevent it?
you know how to prevent, okay? Mung tong, after you do the duty, okay, you gotta go pa nhiều.
What
Maintenance.
remember we talked about a yoni steam?
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I was like, what is that?
Herbal vaginal steam baths. Vaginal steam baths are used to assist in the cleansing of the uterus for the treatment of numerous female symptoms. So, you see what they're doing? Be
No, because when you wear your seat, you gotta flap it up to block your heat so that it's not spreading out the world. Like in other cultures where they teach you how to sit in a skirt, mom teaches you how to sit in the sarong sit, where like if you sit down, you gotta like lift it up so that the hem would be up.
Yes. All right.
It-
Anything else from your research?
My he search says the he is self cleaning.
That's what I believe too. I don't really need anything. Or my health is pretty good. I got my IUD taken out. That was July. I got it taken out. Oh yeah, it's surgery.
They had to go in. I didn't know if you had to be awake.
I ain't trying to be away for shit.
'Cause I didn't know if it was like a minor surgery where
It's minor. Oh my God. You're in and out in like 30 minutes.
because like my
Yeah,
egg
it's
retrieval,
not
it was
crazy.
pretty minor. But I was put asleep. Like they just knocked me out. I woke up and all of a sudden my eggs are out.
I think it depends on when you say minor, short, but also you got to consider pain. Would you want them to do that with just local anesthesia?
Maybe you get the meds.
I am not into local anesthesia. Knock me the fuck out. If you taking a tooth out, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, people get their tooth taken out and yeah, how well they pull it out of you, you
Put
know?
me to sleep. I do not want to hear the sound of my tooth being pulled out. So I definitely cannot do nothing with my he and like not be asleep. Wait, that sounds weird.
Is there anything else you would like to know about to discuss about the he?
Mama is not saying vagina. Vulva.
Wait, oh. No one's going around saying, "Oh, we're talking about the vulva today," you know?
But we did. Oh, the
Yeah,
friend.
we did though, because we should know. I have a question
No.
because we need to do your he checkup, okay? Did you ever ask? You don't have to answer and tell me the response, okay? I respect your privacy, you know, I don't wanna violate any HIPAA rules.
Yeah.
Did you discuss with your he doc and asked what your AMH levels are?
No.
โอ๊ยมึงกูถามกูบอกมึงถามหลายเทื่อมึงยังบ่ถามเขา
You're right. I do need to follow up.
Get your he checked out every year. I'm not even sure how it was. I don't know why I was never really afraid of getting my he checked out every year since I was younger. Because it's not like my mom taught me or anything, you know?
You need to check on your mom he health.
Ye Girl, told you, I can't even get the woman to drink water. You think I'm gonna get her for E? I could tell her, "Okay, use a woman doctor."
Get your woman exam.
เห็นบ่แม่บ่เป็นบ่ปาวหวานบ่เป็นนี่บ่เป็นนั่น and it just happens.
Well, I learned plenty this episode. So thank you, Nurse Noi, for breaking down the heat for us.
ข่อยเป็น nurse in training เป็นหน่วยเป็น nurse.
Dio ni la. Yeah. And so if you're in SoCal, you might be treated by Nurse Noi soon.
Hmm?
He